Yo, what's poppin'? Milk over Star Green back with y'all another video. Your first time finding our channel. You love story reviews, ending explains, regular movie reviews. You guys make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, like video with this help. But yes, today we will be reviewing. You know what I'm saying? When you hear that theme music, oh, you know what we're reviewing. So today we are reviewing the new film that came out or that's just about to come out whenever on Peacock and on other, movie theater stuff, but Halloween Kills. And boy, does that title mean something. Yo, if there's ever a title that like gives away the movie, it is Halloween Kills, goddammit. Now, this is gonna be a full spoiler review, discussion, stuff like that. Also, at the same time, we do have an ending explained at the very end of the video. You guys make sure you guys check that out if you guys want to know about how it explains and stuff like that. You guys check that out. But with saying that first, let's get right into our review for the new Halloween Kills. So, going into this, I had told you after the movie, I was like, dude, I forgot how like corny it could be and how corny it could look and stuff like that. Like a lot of like especially the first 5-10 minutes, boy, it looks like nothing but bad acting, bad dialogue. But I had to realize, I'm like, yo, I'm watching a Halloween movie. This is what it's supposed to be like. You know what I'm saying? So I had to back away for a second. I said, hold on. I gotta step away. I can't put my personal feelings into this. Cause I know other critics gonna put their personal critiques in there, but you can't do it for this one, especially the screening we went to. Boy, everybody was loud as hell in that screening. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But let's go ahead and get in with the movie. Let's talk about it. Cause I see this screen about to die again. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it, man. What's your first impression on the movie? What'd you like?
It was exactly what I wanted. Just a simple slasher film. I cared about seeing, the main characters go through the effort of trying to kill Michael Myers and failing miserably. I loved all the kills. I loved the victims and their little quirks and personalities. Man. It was very enjoyable to watch. It got really goofy, just charming goof. I love Michael Myers' mask the most.
Man, I was telling you, I was like, dude, this movie knows exactly what it wants to do. Like, it knows exactly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you're a boyfriend and you take your girlfriend to see this movie, bro, you was a psycho, dog. Because this movie is like, especially if you go into it, man, it's like, look, we know maybe the first movie was more of a story, and it had a little bit of kills, but it wasn't as much as you get here. Like, everybody you see in this film, they're dying. Except for, a couple of main people. They got to hold them off for another film. But I think what this movie does really well is that it excels on the kills in this film. That's what I like the most. Just seeing how people died. And even, like, before they died, you would get the point of view of them. Like, they'd be out, like cooking food or doing something, and then the camera cuts to them, and you're like, oh, something's bad. Something's about to happen to them, So I did like that, and I hated the movie theater that we were in because every time it would cut to somebody else, everybody would be like, oh no, they're gonna die. Yeah. I did kind of hate that aspect of it, but man, you about to say something.
The kills were really fun.
Yo, the kills, like, I think it's the best I've seen in the Halloween franchise. I don't know. You might think back to the originals.
I have to think about it, but yeah.
You might have to go back to the originals.
It's better than the last film.
But it does make a lot of callbacks to the originals too in this one. So now I will say that, like, yes, the kills are amazing in this one. If you want to go just to see some really glory kills, you're gonna go. You're gonna get that in this film. This movie knows exactly why people are showing up. But at the same time, I think the first one had a really, I wouldn't even say a really good story, but it had a good, I would say just a decent, good story. This one, to me, the story kind of takes a backseat in this one.
It's kind of straightforward, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like, look, we know what y'all want. We're going to have Michael Myers going and killing people, So that's more the forefront here. Having Michael kill damn near everybody in this one. So, go ahead.
Just causing chaos, even everyone in the hospital just going insane, too. Like, over whether or not, like, this mental patient is Michael or not, and, that causing an inevitable suicide, unfortunately.
Yeah. But you know what I do like is that everyone in the town knows who he is now. So everybody's like, it's not like it's a mystery anymore.
Yeah, it was like, I think that's one of the little plot holes to me, where the big glaring flaw is like them chasing after this like mental patient or whatever, and them all just assuming it's Michael, and it was really goofy because like the legend of Michael Myers was always around in that town. So you'd think you would get a more accurate description of like, hey, mask always on, big, tall, just kind of like. Yeah, like that guy looked nothing like Michael, so I guess not.
Now, there's another thing I'm gonna talk about what I did like, but I do want to get on something I did not like. There's a certain character. There's actually two characters that pretty much took a back seat in this movie. Pretty much, they were more of like the narrators in this one. Pretty much, I would say, and they show her a lot in the trailer, but they don't. You being honest, you ain't gonna see her you don't see her in the film like that. And I'm talking to is it Lori?
Yeah, Lori, who was in the 1978 original.
Yeah, she does nothing but literally the whole entire film she stays in the hospital. She don't even move from the hospital bed.
She was in the last film doing way more.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything. I'm telling you, the entire film, all she does is just narrate the entire film. She stays in the hospital bed the entire film, and she just narrates and be like, yo, Michael is this super entity, and the more he kills, the stronger he gets. That's pretty much what she does the entire film.
To be fair, she was trying to do something.
I mean, you can go into that. It's a spoiler review.
Like, it's just like she was, kind of physically harmed and incapable because of the last film. So, like, even when she was trying to, the narrative would push her back and be like, nah,
but if you were hoping to see her a lot in this film, please don't.
You see her, but you don't see her in action.
Yeah, she ain't doing nothing but being on the hospital bed the whole entire time. Now, another person that does take a step back in this one too, he was the sheriff. What was his name, man? He was the sheriff in the last one. Sheriff, let me say his name right here.
Beckett or something.
Yeah, Charles. Charles, I think that's his name. Yeah. But he also takes a backseat in this film too. He's damn near on the hospital bed with her the entire film. They both narrate the entire film. But like I said, what I did like though is they just brought back like them original characters. People from the old movies.
Survivors.
Yes, survivors from the old movies. They brought them all back in this one, and they were all teaming up to go against Michael. Yeah. That was cool. Especially if you are a huge fan of the originals, you're going to be like, oh my God, I know that person. I know that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to work. Now, it's a spoiler review. They all get clapped, man. Michael kills the hell out of them.
You end up survivors only to end up dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Except for, I think one of them survived and was in a hospital last we saw her.
Man, I was talking. There's points where they got comedic elements in this film, and I don't know if they're intended to be comedic elements. There's some of them where I know they're intended to be, like when you meet this grandmother and this husband right here. I don't even know the
when
names.
You meet Big John and Little John.
No,
No, I know, but the gay couple, Big John and Little John.
Yeah, like when you meet when you meet these two right here, and they have this whole entire scene right here. Our house. Now look, that might look scary, but like the scene, the whole entire scene is like a comic relief, before they get killed, because they do get killed.
It's the same with Big John and Little John. I like Big John and Little John better. It was really funny.
Yeah, I know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, it's the same thing here with those two. But I thoroughly enjoyed those two though.
And then the kids were playing pranks or whatever.
Yes,
like really dark pranks. Like one of them was like, this kid ate a razor blade, and it wasn't the case. Yeah, I
thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, one thing else I will say about this movie, y'all, and I gotta give so much amount of praise for that, but the that soundtrack, oh my! It's not even just this soundtrack that you hear. It's like they have other soundtracks in the film, and they work, especially when Michael Myers is about to get kills off. Dude, the soundtrack is so perfect.
The sound design is really good.
Yes, it's so perfect. You want to say something, but
they build up the intensity of kills and stuff like that too pretty well. It's never, to me, this is like the perfect scary movie for me because it's never really scary, but it does build up a tension of like,
No, it's just
this is what
it's
I
very
want
it's
for me personally.
it's so gory. I would say,
Yeah,
like,
it's gory.
very bloody. Like I would say, like if you're like somebody that doesn't like to see like a lot of kills, a lot of blood, stay away from this one.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Stay away because there's a lot of blood in this one.
This is like the perfect amount where it's like, it's not Saw where it's like too much for me. And it's not like babyish either, where it's like, oh, it's just a kill here or there. No, like it felt just right for me.
Oh my god, it's so perfect.
Yeah, I did like the kills.
What's your last little thoughts on the film while we go into our final thoughts on the review?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very simple film, very straightforward.
Very
Slasher.
straight.
I'm excited for the next Scream too. I like slashers. So.
Yeah, this one, before I let you get into like your rating and stuff,
Sure.
I was gonna say like this film was probably the most straightforward Halloween movie I've ever seen. Like this one's very straightforward. It's like, look, we couldn't kill Michael. We thought he killed him. He gets out and he kills everybody in the town. That's the end. You know what I'm saying? Setting up the last film. That's pretty much what it is. Now, I was kind of sad to see a character die towards the end, but how they kind of did it was like. It was kind of like some Jigsaw stuff at how she kind of died, where it was kind of like all those flashes and stuff, like how she's dying. You know what I'm talking about? What's her name? The daughter? Or no, the mother. The mother. I forget her name. I think it's Andy. I think that's how you say her name. I think that's one. Or was it Karen? Which one was it?
I don't know.
I can't remember which one it was, man. But she dies at the very end of the film. Y'all already know exactly what I'm talking about when y'all see the film. Well, it's the mother. It's the mother. And like whenever she dies, it's like these quick cuts. I was like, "Is this from Spyro? Is this a song?"
I think they're trying to do some kind of old feel of like the old classic movies when they, they scream and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so. But if we go into our final thoughts and our final review, you go ahead and go first. And I'll give you guys mine.
I would say I do a 2 rating system. Objectively, it feels like a 7 out of 10 movies. Very, very much what I expected. Mm-hmm. Very slasher. There's some plot holes and some things that, are a little overboard, and you're like, yeah, maybe that could have been worked on a little bit better. But as a subjective experience, I think it was like an 8.5 for me. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time watching the kills. I came to expect a simple slasher film. I got a simple slasher film. The last Halloween movie was kind of disappointing because, it was just not interesting to me. I don't think the kills were interesting. The victims weren't interesting. His story was good, but it wasn't interesting enough, So, like, this one works for me. Halloween Kills works for me. I haven't loved a Halloween film since 1978. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much almost on par.
Really quick before I get into my review, there is a point in the film where they do end up taking off Michael Myers' mask. So yeah, they do end up, like, when they take off his mask, they kind of show, you can kind of see his face, but you can't see too much of it. So Don't think y'all finna see full on blown what he looked like. You really still can't see it.
You kind of do get the idea of what he. You get the idea of what he looks like, but what he looks like doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so, it's just pretty much he's like a 6-year-old kid in a 6'5" body, pretty much. That's what they were kind of implying in the movie.
His thought process.
Yeah,
I guess.
But yeah, you know what? For me, I forgot I have to get used to these movies and how goofy and corny they could be. I gotta take a step back, and once I take a step back, that's when you really start to enjoy the film and you start to see what this movie wants to accomplish. This movie knows exactly what its audience wants. I don't know if it was like a bunch of letters people wrote to these people, like, yo, we want this, we want this, we want this, but in this movie, the title of the film, Halloween Kills, lives up to the name. There is nothing but kills in this film, y'all. And like I said, people only want to come here. They don't really care for a story that much. They just want to see Michael Myers get some kills off, and you definitely get that there. So I definitely think the intended audience for this film works 100%. I would say my rating for the film, just personally me, I am going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm giving it 8 out of 10. That's a fair rating for it. I just wish they would have focused on the story just a little bit more. But like I said, the story, certain characters, they kind of take a back seat in this one, you know. So, but I know they're setting that up for another film, so which is completely fine with me. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Kind of feels a little bit longer, maybe. That's what you said.
It felt a little bit longer, but not like too much where it felt like a drag. It never really felt like a drag.
No.
Expect this for Scream, the next Scream.
Yeah.
Just a simple slasher. That's all I want. I
Yeah.
don't want things to get too convoluted. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
So the mother stabs Michael Myers in the back, and Michael Myers looks back at her and is like, really? She takes off his mask, and he's upset. So Michael Myers is being led into a trap, little does he know. And then everyone of the townsfolk come over, and they're like, we've had enough of you for the past 40 years. It's time you get comeuppance. So Michael Myers gets beat down for a while, gets beat over with a bat, gets shot, gets stabbed. You know, they're having a good old time. And then the mother walks over to see if the daughter's okay. Hey, are you all right? You know, all the police are over, gathered by Michael's old house. While Michael's getting beat up, and then like a superpowered human being, like a Hulk, he just gets up, starts stabbing everybody. Everyone's dead.
But they kind of imply, like in the hospital, what the grandmother was talking about. She was like, "Yo, this dude, like, he gets
It's like
power,
he's got this like power
over time." Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, he comes back to finish off the job, at least with the mother. To look out the window also in his old house. You know, it's pretty much implied Halloween ends with the next one, Laurie versus Michael Myers.
But hey, we're saying that y'all first time finding our channel, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you tell us your guys' thoughts, if you guys seen the film, what your thoughts are, throw that down below. Hey, we're saying that, y'all. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Giggity, 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 giggity.